Chris, we are back. Day 2 at Sundance continuing, and I'm telling you, film is a medium that can speak beyond borders and tell amazing stories, and no other genre better than documentaries can say that. We have on a spectacular producer right now, Pete Cambor. His documentary, As We Speak, is in competition here at Sundance. Pete, you have to feel good.
Feel great. It's great to be here, and just really excited to promote the film. And Jason Harper, our amazing director, it's his first time feature, and he's just incredible. And it's a really important story that we've been working on for like 6 years. So it finally has arrived, and it's just very cool, and it's very timely right now. It's about rap lyrics, the criminal justice system, and the Young Thug trial is going on right now in Atlanta. So it's very timely in that sense, and just excited to be able to get the word out.
No, absolutely. A documentary filmmaking, you said 6 years. People don't realize how long and the process and the passion that has to go behind that. I'm excited. How did you get hooked up with the director? How did you get involved with this process? Was it your vision, his vision? I'm excited to hear more about the project.
Yeah. My producing partner, Sam Widows, is amazing. He's a former attorney. He sort of came across the subject matter and brought it to me, and we sort of began the sort of slow rolling process of development. And, we had originally saw it as a scripted thing at one point. Then, we had different people attached in that version of it, and then that sort of shifted to it being sort of a documentary. And it's just crazy how it's important just to remember, like, you're going to get a lot of no's along the way. Of course, that certainly happened with us, until sometimes being patient is the best thing that can happen because the right group of people come along. And I'm so glad we ended up getting paired. It was worth the wait to meet Jason Harper, the Park Pictures, and all the partners that we worked with to make this happen. And that's just how it goes. You just have to be patient and be willing to sort of dip in a lot to your passion well. You know what I mean? So it's all about that, but it's great, and everything sort of happens for a reason, and you just have to have trust in the filmmaking gods that it all works out in that sense. So
I know 100%. And Pete, it's so interesting. We talked a little bit before this. You came from, you did a little bit of acting back in your day.
Yeah. It's funny. The acting is much more, I've done a lot of television. I was on, Grace and Frankie and Suits and NCIS Los Angeles. And it's great about acting. You go in and you do an audition, and then like a day later, if you got it or you didn't. At least
Yes.
When you go and pitch something like an idea, there's going to be like 50 meetings of like, this is really interesting. Let's have another meeting about it. And then it goes on and on and on. And like, it's just the gratification and the yes and no takes so long to get to that. And that's just something that takes a lot of getting used to. And it's just the patience part of it is tough. And you just have to be resilient and, believe in the vision, and the right group of people will come along and support.
That's fantastic. When you broke into this business, did you break in originally as an actor? Did you always want to come in producing? What kind of brought you into this realm of producing documentaries like this?
Yeah, I train as a theater actor, and so I was really kind of gearing up for one of my first big jobs was doing a Chekhov play at the Mark Taper Forum in L.A. with Annette Bening and Alfred Molina. And I thought I was going to do like, Shakespeare and grind it out as like a regional theater actor for a couple of years. And then maybe I go to law school when I was like sick of doing that. And so from that show, I got cast in a TV show, and just a producer came and saw me. And I think that being an actor is so rewarding and so great. But I think after a while, I missed the intellectual sort of stimulation of that Shakespeare and Chekhov and doing those things. And I sort of sought it out in, getting behind the camera. Like, I'm again very proud of my acting career, but you got to get used to doing the same thing. Like, I'm the lovable sort of dude next door sometimes and stuff like that. And so I guess just wanting that intellectual challenge, and there's no more challenging thing than documentary filmmaking. And producing partner again, Sam Widows, we sort of stumbled into a couple of projects, and they were incredibly interesting, but it was definitely baptism by fire. And I think that I learned a lot just in the last 7 years as I was going kind of through it. And, just try to take from every experience you have something you learn from it and how you can improve upon the next thing. And it's been great because like that intellectual stuff is satiated in a way that just, I still love acting, I still love doing that, but I need to just a little more than that. And I guess that's kind of my journey to it. So
No, that's fascinating. And it must feel great being the producer. You speak very highly of your producing partner, your team, your director, the people around you, to have this documentary come to premiere at the Sundance Film Festival. What an incredible feeling that must be for your entire team to get that important story here.
Well, it's amazing. It's just, I just feel so lucky to, life is so short, and to be able to work with people you want to work with, it's like such a huge part of this. And so often is it the case that you end up in a situation where, it's a struggle and it's tough. And I think that, again, you just want everyone in every film, whether it's the cinematographer or the sound people or the editor or the director, to just elevate it and to make it into something even better than what you thought it could be. And I think that's exactly what we have here. And it's amazing because you just kind of like, oh, we had this idea and I think it's pretty cool. And then, someone like Jason comes on and brings on the cinematographer, and they just bring it to this place that you didn't even think was possible. And like, how exciting is that to be collaborative with people you like?
Yes.
Such a great thing. And like, that's what it's all about. Like, life is short. Like, we should enjoy what we're doing. It's like, otherwise we go work in a cubicle and do that. And that's the whole thing,
Are you kidding me? I don't understand why people sometimes in our business, it should be fun.
It should be.
It should be.
Yeah.
So many people just don't see it that way. It is tense and it doesn't work. I mean, how did it feel that first time you guys are sitting there? You have your amazing director, cinematographer, your team, and you're looking at those dailies for the first time. I mean, that has to be such a surreal feeling. And then to see it come all the way to Sundance, I mean, come on.
It's amazing. It's amazing. The whole process is amazing. And I think this, as soon as Jason, our director, started diving into the creative, you could just tell his take and his point of view as an artist on it was so rich in a way that we just didn't, see. We all have our blind spots in some way, and we all, we've just been so used to the material in a particular way. And to have someone else, I think it's so important in this process of filmmaking, when we're all collaborators, to be able to enjoy that best idea in the room, no matter where it comes from, and to run with that. And Jason, just like, you get to see the first frame of the film, you're like, oh, this guy's an amazing visual filmmaker in ways that I've learned, I direct things as well myself. I've learned so much from him.
Sure.
And what an honor to be able to watch someone like that, an artist like that, who is his first feature film, but he will have many more to come. But just to be there, the ground up, and watch his process. And it's like, that seat at the table just to bear witness to that is so exciting. And, my whole thing is the fun part is making it. Like, this is great. Yeah, to see it. And I'm super stoked about all that. But I always love like the being in it. That's the fun thing. Like the victory.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Getting to see it. And I can't wait for audiences to see it. But getting to be in the trenches is like just awesome. That's really where I get my, the juice for me,
So you say you found the people that you're going to be working with going forward, you're collaborating with them, everyone's on the same page?
Oh, yeah. I would be thrilled to do with everyone who was involved in this project, another project with them down the line. We'll see what happens in another 7 years. Hopefully it won't take that long. But we'll see. But they're just great. And, Park Pictures was our partner in this as well. They're incredible and just an amazing team, and just couldn't speak more highly of them.
Your passion for this industry as a whole, as a producer, you can tell it. You love it. You can see the energy coming out of you. To be on a set, I can imagine what it would be like to work for your production, because if the producers aren't people that care, the whole thing falls apart.
Yes.
It's amazing that you give off that energy. You care. You have that passion. It's great, really. You're a motivational person. What do you see next for you? And you said it a little bit with Chris, but for this film particularly, any aspirations? You've been going to other festivals. You're trying to seek distribution deals. Where do you kind of see this going? Or are you guys kind of playing it as you go with the film?
Well, I think it's twofold. I think there's this is about an issue that's in our country right now. So there's kind of social aspect of what the documentary is actually about. There are tons of people incarcerated over this issue, which is the criminalization of rap lyrics in particular.
Nah.
And to get the word out about that and to raise awareness to that is, first and foremost, the more eyeballs to get on it, like the better. So that there are literally people in prison now who should not be there, who are there because they rapped about something. And, again, Johnny Cash says, I shot a man in Reno to watch him die.
Yeah.
He obviously did not do that.
Yeah.
It's just when a rapper does it, a prosecutor will go in, enter in the evidence, the judge will say it's okay, and they can go to jail without having any physical evidence to tie them to crime. That's terrible. And so I think that first and foremost is just the work of our work now is to promote it, get it out in front of eyeballs, get people to see it, and that part of it. And then creatively, I think that, my partner Sam and I, we love adapting things. We love finding stories that are maybe simple on the surface but tell a larger story. So we believe in the film gods, and the winds sort of take us where they will. So we have a couple of things in the cooker right now which are really fun. We've been working on for a while too, and just you never know when you walk down the street you're going to bump into and kind of where the next thing's going to come.
I really, really love what you said about, bringing his voice to the people that are in jail, because it's defunding the police around the world. The real criminal is not going to jail, but someone that talks about something is going to jail.
Yeah, it's true. But what's next? I mean, we're in the business of artistic expression, and if I'm acting in a thing and I murder somebody in a movie, like, does that mean I'm a murderer? If I write a script that has something violent in it, like, does that mean I'm a violent sort of inclined person? Like, no, it's insane. And so the social sort of as the impact aspect of this and the sort of advocacy part of it is always like, it's fun to make movies and do this, but it's especially nice when you can go to bed at night knowing like you might be moving the needle in the right direction about something important and maybe changing the world even like a little bit. That's cool, so that makes it all sort of worth it.
The 100%, you and your team are doing that. You are changing the world. If fans out there want to learn more about this production, more about you, where can we look you up? On social media places to learn more about the film? Where can people learn more about you and your team?
Oh, gosh. I'm trying to think. Google it. I mean, you can learn.
Oh, go me.
You can learn anything you want about me. Not that interesting. But definitely, you don't have a website or anything. But as we speak, it's Google and just look out for Jason Harper. There's also a great book that is about this issue. It's called Rap on Trial by Andrea Dennis and Eric Nielsen. Very passionate about the project, about the subject matter. And Killer Mike, who's in the documentary, he's been a huge advocate of this work for a long, long time. There are a lot of people who are on the front lines of this that deserve much more credit than what we're doing. I would recommend everyone to go look into this issue of rap lyrics in the criminal justice system. There are bills in Congress that are pending to try to get this so it cannot be used anymore. That's the most important thing people can go and look for.
Pete, you're literally changing the world. It is an honor to speak to you, get your story out there. Thank you so much for coming on board. Please, everybody, research what he's been talking about. The more minds, the more people that know these stories, the more people that speak against it, the more films like As We Speak will have an impact and people will change in a positive way. Pete, thank you so much for what you're doing and coming on the show. Thank you so much.